Hey guys, I'm just going to go through how we can create a cel shaded model. So if you can see here, there's a black outline around my cube, and if I rotate it, that outline is going to show based on the camera angle of that outline. See that? Yep. So I'm going to go through how to do that. All right. So I'm going to grab our model. First thing I'm going to do is duplicate it. So Control D, and I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. Now, depending on the size of your outside cube is the size of your line or your cel shading line. So, but we can always adjust that later. So first thing I'm going to do is go to mesh display, and I need to reverse those faces. So turn it inside out. The next thing I'm going to do is make sure you're in object mode and it's selected again, the outline. Go to display and go to polygons and backface culling. So you can see it will change to Lambert. Original Lambert 1. So if you want to make that a different color, you just assign a new material for it. I'm just going to go a Lambert and make it a black one. So with cel shading, it's always going to duplicate up your model by like 2 because you've got the same model on top of each other. Okay, so when you do export that out into Unreal Engine, you need to make sure they're exported together. Okay. So if you are wanting to do this on a more complicated model, there's a different way to do it. So I'm just going to delete that. Now here is, oopsie. Oops, there we go. So here's my lamppost. So what I'm going to do is the same thing. Make sure, by the way, all your pieces are combined. You can always separate it later, but it's only going to work if it's combined or it's a bit of a pain. So I'm just going to make sure it's in the middle. So I'm going to Control D, duplicate it again, and I reckon it's probably a good idea if we just name it so we know what's what. I'm going to do the same thing, so mesh reverse, and then I'm going to go to object mode and go to backface culling. And then with that, I'm just going to assign a new, the outline material. You can see because I haven't adjusted that outline, you can't really see anything. So what I need to do, you can either make it bigger, like we did, but what you'll notice is because it's scaling up in the middle here, it's not going to scale around each part of the model. So we need to scale it up a different way. And do that. So to do that, we're going to go to vertex mode. So I'm going to grab all the vertices for our outline. Make sure they're all selected. I'm just going to hide that just so I know. Okay. Why isn't it all selecting? Alright, I'm going to double click it all. There we go. I think that's it. All right. I'm just going to bring that back. So what I'm going to do now is go to, I need to find transform. So edit mesh, transform. So I'm going to go to the option box for this one. Now I probably have talked about this before when we're trying to randomize certain verts. So, but we can use this in a way where it's going to bring out the scaling from the normal, so like from the vert location. So I'm going to make that 0 and go transform, and this different doodad's going to pop up. So what we can do is, oops. Try that again. So let's go to edit mesh, transform vertex, and scale it out on the blue arrow. And depending on how thick you want it. So see how it says local translate? So that's trying to pull it out from that local area of those verts. So you can always adjust it here as well. So go -5 maybe. See how it looks? There you go. I could always come back here if I want to adjust. Where are you? Here we go. So go -10 maybe, make it super thick. Now you do want to be careful because sometimes if it's too thick, it's not going to line up with your model inside properly. So you just want to make sure and be wary of that as well and just play around with it. till you get the result you want. Something like that. There you go. That's how you make cel shaded lines.